Title: The Whispering Woods. In the small town of Evershade, nestled between two mountains, whispered tales of the Whispering Woods were passed down through generations. The local teenagers reveled in horror stories, but they understood one truth: the woods were cursed. Each story painted a gruesome tale of creatures that prowled under the dense canopy, shadows that flickered at the edge of vision, and voices that called out in the dead of night. Ava was new in town, having moved from the city with her mother. She was 16, adventurous, and looking for her place in a community that felt foreign. Her classmates had warned her about the woods, avoiding the path leading to its treeline. But Ava was intrigued. The tales captivated her, and as she sat with her new friends around a flickering campfire on Halloween night, she made a decision. "I'm going in," she announced, her voice steady despite the underlying tremor of excitement. Her friends' laughter faded, eyes wide, hearts pounding with a shared fear. "You can't. Everyone knows the woods are cursed," Liam, the town skeptic, exclaimed. But Ava brushed off their concerns. "Cursed or not, it's just a bunch of trees. I won't turn into a monster just because I take a walk." Fueled by the thrill of the unknown and a simmering desire to conquer the eerie tales that surrounded the woods, Ava slipped away from the campfire while her friends argued amongst themselves. The chill of the night wrapped around her as she ventured towards the treeline, the eerie serenity of the area enveloping her like a shroud. The moment she crossed the threshold into the Whispering Woods, an inexplicable sensation washed over her, an electric tingle that roused her senses. The air was thick with an unsettling stillness, disturbed only by the gentle rustling of leaves. She stepped forward. The crunch of twigs breaking underfoot sounded much louder than she anticipated. The darkness hung heavily around her, and with each step deeper into the forest, she felt the very trees bear witness to her intrusion. As she explored, shadows danced in the corner of her vision, flickering like candlelight. Despite herself, she felt the need to call out her friends' names, but an instinctive caution held her back. Instead, she continued deeper into the woods until she stumbled upon a small clearing. At the center stood a gnarled tree, ancient and twisted, its bark a grotesque depiction of anguished faces. Ava stepped closer, entranced. She reached out to touch the bark, and in that instant, an icy wind swept through the clearing, carrying with it the faintest whispers, pleas and warnings intermingled, forming a cacophony of voices that pricked at the edges of her sanity. "Turn back. Leave this place. Unearthly things await." She jerked her hand away as fear clutched at her heart, but it was too late. Something beneath the surface of the earth stirred. The ground trembled, and two glowing eyes emerged from within the shadows of the tree, watching her, appraising her very being. This was it. The creature she had read about, the one the townsfolk feared above all else. It moved with a fluid grace, its grotesque form twisting and elongating, ash-gray limbs emerging from shadow, and a mouth filled with jagged teeth split open in a ghastly grin. Ava felt rooted to the spot, her breath quickening as the creature spoke, its voice smooth and alluring, reverberating within her very soul. "Why do you enter my domain, little wanderer?" I was curious," she managed to stammer, the essence of comprehension dawning as she realized her mistake. "Curiosity comes at a price," the creature hissed, slithering out from the shadows, revealing a body that writhed and twisted like a grotesque marionette. "You've disturbed my slumber. Now, you belong to the woods." Ava turned to run, but vines erupted from the ground, ensnaring her ankles and dragging her back toward the cursed tree. Desperate, she remembered the tales of those who had survived, the whispers of those like her who had stumbled into this area uninvited. The woods fed on fear, they craved despair. She had to fight back. "Leave me alone," she screamed, channeling her fear into defiance. The creature recoiled, and in that split second, she envisioned a path revealed in the dark, illuminated by the red glow of a dying moon. With every ounce of strength, she broke free from the grasp of the vines and sprinted toward the clearing's edge. The whispers became a furious crescendo, a symphony of discontent as the creature shrieked in rage behind her. The boundaries of the woods shimmered, blurring her escape as fallen branches reached out, trying to impede her flight. Just as the fingers of the dark forest neared her, she burst forth into the open air, collapsing onto the grass illuminated by her friend's campfire. Gasping, she turned back to the woods, the shadows retreating and dimming as if the woods had decided to release its grip on her. Her friends rushed to her, offering frantic questions, but all she could do was look back to the trees, dark and silent now. The whispers faded, replaced by the warm crackling of the fire. Ava knew one truth. She had escaped, but the woods would never forget her trespass. And with every rustling leaf in Evershade, she would remember, too, the whispers that beckoned those who ventured too close.